Get started with the exclusive EquiLife Health Assessment and receive personalized recommendations tailored to your unique health needs. Whether you're struggling with digestion, weight loss, hormone imbalances, or reversing the aging process, we're here to help you discover the real reason why you haven't been able to get well. After completing the assessment or vitamin tox lab test, uncover the root cause of your health issues. With ongoing support from elite health coaches and our online community, you'll stay on track. Start your journey to better health today at equi.life. EquiLife.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of No Waco. This is your host, Debbie. Welcome back to another episode of No Waco. I'm your host, Debbie, and today we have a very special guest here in the studio. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. So my name is Alex Cook, and I'm very, very excited to be here.
Woo! Thank you so much for joining us on the 21st floor of the Alico building. We are so excited to have you here today, and you're the first episode of 2025.
Oh my goodness.
So exciting.
Wow, I still haven't fully grasped that it's 2025. I keep writing 24.
I think so. I think the other day I wrote a check and it said 2024, and I had to it's a 5 over that. Yeah, and I was like, definitely, that is what it's supposed to mean. But thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited. The first question I ask any of our new people that come on the show is, what brought you to Waco, or are you Waco native? What's your Waco story?
Oh my goodness. I will talk about Waco all the time. So I can't say that I'm a native. And this is actually always this is my sad point in life. It's not actually the sad point, but I was born in Waco.
Okay.
Well, the Waco, Lorena-ish area.
Okay.
And I lived here for the first year of my life.
Wow.
And then my parents, very rudely, moved us up to Tacoma, Washington.
How dare they?
I know. It's so rude. And then we lived in Tacoma, Washington for about 9 years.
Okay.
And then we came back to Waco when I was going into my 4th grade year.
Okay, so 4th grade. So that's still a long time.
So it's like, where the sad point is I have been disqualified from the 2 T-shirts that I have seen in life.
Oh, no.
Of born and raised. Because I was not.
Because you were born, but not necessarily raised.
I grew up here. I'm a Texan. Right? But a lot of my first introductions to societal norms was in Washington, which is a bit different than what's down here.
Different.
Just a little.
And a little colder.
Quite a bit colder. I am happy to be here. I am not happy with the cold. I am a wimp, and I am proud of it.
Me literally wearing a sweater, and it's like 40 degrees outside.
I was like, I'm wearing a dress. I'm like, am I going to freeze? But then the other shirt was, I wasn't born here, but I got here as fast as I could.
But you were born here.
And then we left as fast as we could. So I can't have either sweatshirt or either T-shirt. But my family did move back to Waco in 4th grade, and I have stayed ever since. Went to Baylor, and then stayed in Waco and made sure I had a job. So I made my own job so I could be in Waco. Woo. I love this town so deeply. And it's just been so cool. I mean, we've seen it from a couple years back in the day. And I remember I used to walk around this is so silly. This is so, I don't know, just feels cheesy. But I used to walk in high school, down the streets of downtown and be like, what Waco might be someday. And to see it actually become that. Incredible. I love it here.
It is amazing to get to see kind of that growth and development. And I mean, like you said, you started your own business here, so you can stay here and do that. And that's what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell me what you do and tell me all about it.
Yes, absolutely. So I am a image consultant. Ooh. And that's a fancy word to say that I provide 2 kind of basic services that have different things attached to it. So I'm a color consultant and a style consultant. And so I'll touch on style a little bit, but I think today we're just going to talk about color.
I need that. So
let me tell you, the style consultation, when I trained for it, I had so many questions answered from my own life of it's not the fact that I just can't fit in anything. It's I'm putting myself in the wrong things. And so once I learned to actually, okay, this is my body shape. These are my proportions. This is what my height does. This is what, the scale of my hands and my shoe size and how that, and my height all together, how that affects what accessories I should wear or how big the patterns I wear should be of if on me, so like my scale is, I'm a grand scale because I'm 5'9" with a 9 shoe size. And that means if I wear, and I see it, if I wear, you know, really small patterns, they just get lost on me. And so it's like all these little things of like where the hemline hits, of what my inseam should be. It just answered so many questions that I've had my entire life of why can't this fit me? I just must be the problem. And so that's what the style consultation does, is just getting to actually sit with and talk with somebody about, hey, what are your style? What is stressful about style? What is stressful about shopping? Where do you have questions about how do I style myself? Why is nothing fitting me? Let's take a look at it, because I've been there, so I can literally sit in that moment with you and be like, I feel you. Like that is countless times cried in the dressing room of like, nothing fits. Yeah. And it's, now I know actually what to grab. I'm not even going to waste time on something of like, I know this isn't going to fit me, but here's something similar with the right lines that's going to fit me. And I now have an amazing shopping experience. And so that's what's great about the style consult. But what's really fun, I can kind of think what more, for lack of a better term, buzzwords in the world right now is this color analysis. Like, what is a color analysis?
I've seen it on TikTok. That's all that matters.
You see it on TikTok. And, you know, I had, last year I was at an event and somebody was like, oh my gosh, I don't have to go to South Korea for this. And I'm like, I mean, you can. I imagine that's a wonderful experience. But if you want to save on flights,
please come to me.
You know, Waco, Texas has got what you need. And so I do color analysis. So basically the short of it is I help people understand what colors flatter them best. And then there's a long drawn out explanation of it. But one of the things that I really love of it, so time.
It's okay.
What would you like me? So do you want me to just kind of ramble, or do you? Want,
just I'll interject as
okay.
Needed.
Please do, because I'm like, I don't want to just like go off.
No, I'm loving it. I love it. Just keep going.
Okay. So I got started as a color consultant in 2022, and I had trained with Color Me Beautiful. They've been the world recognized leaders of color consulting since 1983.
And you were just awarded, right?
Yes, I was just awarded. Yes, it was, oh my gosh, a huge honor. So I got awarded the bronze level. And so, you know, after 2 years, seeing all the work kind of go through, I was like, oh my goodness, it just kind of felt like a really sweet confirmation of, we're doing this. And I absolutely love it. And the company itself, oh my gosh. So they're based out of England, which is also incredible. And every person that I have talked to from that company, I'm kind of obsessed with. I think they're so cool. And like my trainer, Jill, like I would not be where I am today without her, of just her support, her confidence in me. Like she was the one who trained me in color and style. And I got to do the style training in person. And she just got to sit there and like stand with me. And she's like, we're going to make you look hot. And I was like, thank you, Jill. Thank you. And it was like, she's incredible. But one of the things that I love about Color Me Beautiful is they do a tonal analysis. Ooh. I know, like, what's tonal? So people will come up to me, and when I say I'm a color analysis, they'll say, oh, what season am I? I don't do seasons.
Oof. Okay.
Yes. So, and I am very proud of the fact that I don't do seasons, because not that there's anything necessarily wrong. It's still an incredible system, and it's really recognized in America. I just think that there's new adaptations and things to consider when we're looking at a color analysis. And so what is the tonal system? It's my mission to get everybody, educated on it, because it makes sense. And I have had a couple of clients who have had a seasonal analysis who, whether they came in with a group or just on their own, because they were just like, I got gifted this, I'll come in. They're like, this makes a lot more sense than, and I feel it's a lot more me, for lack of a better phrase, than some of the seasonal. And I think the reason on that is a tonal analysis is incredibly flexible. So there are 24 palettes that you can be in a tonal analysis. And that's quite a bit more than the seasonal. And the reason why they did that, reason why Color Me Beautiful adopted that was because they realized that they were pigeonholing people. They were like, some people just don't fit. And seasonal is a very rigid approach to color. Yeah. And again, I'm not trying to rag on all. There's, it is a great system, but there's a lot more flexibility, and there's a lot more nuance, and there's a lot more options in the tonal analysis. And so I absolutely love it. And it also, the wording on it really helps. So it's like, for example, my color palette, ready for this one? I am a clear, warm, deep.
Ooh.
So that makes sense for me because I just need to find colors that are clear, warm, and deep.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I have a wallet. I love my wallet of like all my little swatches, but it's not like if I don't find the shade of cornflower blue, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like I can never wear anything else. But if I'm looking at a shirt and I'm like, okay, it doesn't match exactly, but I'm looking at it. Well, this is a clear, very vibrant color. It's actually got a bit of a cooler undertone, but I still sneak that one. I love it. But it is a deeper tone than maybe like an icy blue. And so it's one of the things I love about the tonal analysis. And the other thing I love about the tonal analysis is I mentioned that there's flexibility. There is nothing worse than coming in when you're ready to feel more confident and having somebody come in and say, you can't ever wear this color.
Oh, my heart would break.
Wouldn't that break? Like my sister's a prime example on this one because she loves wearing black. And, you know, lucky for her.
I say wearing pink and purple, but I just normally wear black.
Well, you know, black is, you know, we grew up our whole lives with this idea of like the little black dress. Black is professional. Black is slimming. Black is universal. I'm going to argue that it's not. And no, but the thing is, there's times that we need to wear black. Yeah. There's times where we have to be professional. There's times that we, you know, for sadder purposes of, you know, like a funeral, there are just times that we have to wear black.
Yeah.
But the one of the things with the tone analysis is that there's ways to wear that. And so it's like, I'm never going to say, no, you can't wear black. Black's not on your palette. It's like, okay, so black is not traditionally in your palette. Here's some ways that we can wear it so it's still flattering to your natural coloring.
I love that.
It's so much more fun than the too bad, so sad. Your favorite color?
This is what
throw it out. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's amazing. And so you now are working on your studio space.
Yes.
So tell me about that and then kind of walk me through the process of what it would look like booking with you, kind of what that whole thing, what can we experience?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am so excited. It has been a hope and a dream of mine to have a studio with this. And I was able to get something together and I have a studio out in Hewitt. It's actually right off of Hewitt Drive, which is a lot of fun. And it's next to Evolve Beauty Estheticians and the Fifth Avenue Salon. And so really great people to be next to. But basically what it looks like to book is you can, I have a website. It's LynTaylorColor.com. And I have a booking tab on there. And like all my schedules on there. But I'm also like, if you're looking at it and you're like, none of these times work for me, shoot me a message on Instagram. That's the next best way to get a hold of me. And we'll get something in. And so that's how you can kind of schedule a consult. And then you come into the studio. And the nice thing about the studio is it is specifically designed and created and curated for a colorful, confident building experience.
I love that.
And so it's not a space that I had to adapt. I redid the space to be conducive, to help understand color better, understand ourselves better, and to just have that confidence in what we wear.
I love that. That's absolutely amazing. So kind of tell me how this all got started and how you even got interested in this.
Oh, goodness. Yes. So this was really fun. So this is also will explain why my name is Alex Cook and my business is Lyn Taylor.
I was like, what is it on Instagram?
Yeah. The great mystery will be revealed shortly. So we're in 2020. Right before the pandemic. It was in February. My mom, sister, and I, all living in Waco, we wanted to start a home staging business.
Oh, wow.
And so we were talking about names, what we want to do for a name. And my mom's and my middle name is Lyn. Cute. And my sister's middle name is Taylor. Oh. And so we were like, Lyn Taylor. That incorporates all of us. It's a nice entity without being directly tied to one of us. And so we started the staging business as that. Again, February of 2020, wild time to start a business.
We started our podcast in February of 2020.
Okay.
Talking about events happening in Waco.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
so we understand.
Yeah. And we made it. Look at us now.
Look at us now.
So I am still a home stager. I do that as well. But for that, I got certified for color in interior design.
Oh, wow.
And so just to kind of help understand, it's like, I'm not going to bring in a certain couch with an undertone that's not going to highlight a house.
Correct.
Because again, very much like a color consult, I put colors in to highlight a person.
I love that.
In a house and staging, we put things in to highlight the house.
That's so interesting, like how that correlates together too.
I honestly never thought it would until I was thinking about it. I was like, oh my goodness, it makes a lot of sense. But so when I got certified for color and interior design, I had sweet, lovely friends who would be like, oh my gosh, you're getting certified in colors. Tell me what my colors are. And I was like, thank you. You're not a pillow, but I am so grateful for your confidence in me. And then I started thinking about it, and I had kind of been aware that that was something. My aunt did it in Nebraska.
Wow.
And she was like, this was an incredible thing. And like I feel so much more confident. And she looked amazing in her colors. And I was like, okay, I might as well look into this. I'll give it a little go. And I did some research on different companies, and I ended up landing with Color Me Beautiful, which was such a blessing just because, again, I love them. They're an incredible company. And I was like, just keep things simple. And it's kind of a similar idea of just highlighting the natural beauty of either a house or a person. I'll keep it under the Lyn Taylor name. And so I got certified for that in 2022. And then I got certified for style last spring. So 2024.
Whatever year we're in.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even know.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. What has it kind of been like coming out of that and now coming into your own and just really growing this business? It's
been, ups and downs of any business. It's, I have a little playlist of like early 2000s business owner like vibes. And
send me your playlist.
Yes.
Put the Spotify link in the description.
Yes. I actually I called it flip phone love, because it's like, it's all the rom-coms from early 2000s when they all have like these like niche jobs that you're like, I want to just do this, And so I was like, this is going to be my life. And I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur in Waco. Like that was always my dream. And so getting to actually do it, there's moments where I just kind of get hit with the awe of I am doing, like if high school me could look in where I am right now, sitting in the Alico building, talking about a business that she's passionate and in love with, and talking about a studio, a standing space that she's opening. I'm pretty sure 16-year-old me would have fainted on the floor. I'm shocked by just being here, and I'm so grateful, and it's wild. But it's hard a lot of times too, because I talked about trying to get people to understand like that tonal is an incredible thing, and the tonal analysis versus the seasonal analysis. And so there's been a lot of really fun, like educating and getting to talk about it and getting to come up with creative and just ways to just get my name out there, the boots to the ground of getting to meet people. And I'm not always the best at it. I am an introvert at heart. And so I'm really pushing myself out there, but it's been really good. I'm just grateful overall.
I love that. And I know you've already shouted out some amazing people that kind of helped you along. Was there anybody else you'd like to shout out that's kind of helped you on this journey and brought you to where you are today? Oh, yeah.
Well, first, I do think it's fair to, not fair. I really need to just talk about my parents.
For legal reasons.
For legal reasons, I need to talk about my parents. No, my parents, I went to and got my entrepreneurship degree when I was at Baylor. And one of the things that they had talked about was, understanding that starting a business and where that fits in the timeline of your life, like having kids can be difficult. And that never, I don't have kids yet. So, I don't know. But it's like, that's what my parents did. They were entrepreneurs. They were franchise owners of a workout club in Tacoma, and they owned 9 different workout clubs.
Wow, that's amazing.
And I spent so much time with them on the job, and I don't feel like I lost anything in my childhood. I had fun. They always had like some sort of things I got to play with, and it was an incredible and just eye-opening experience on the back end. I didn't look at it. I didn't look at it, as a 7-year-old, like, yes, business.
Yeah.
But like looking back, I'm like, that's what started the idea.
Them doing something they love.
Absolutely. And so like that just kind of has been the point of inspiration for me of like, I want to be a business owner. But then I also absolutely have to just shout out my darling husband. So Paul and I got married 2 years ago. 2023.
Already?
Oh my goodness.
Crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's wild. And when we talked about, he knew I always wanted to do the studio, and he has been the most supportive of it. And it's like, there's risks that come with it. And we sat and we talked about it. He's incredible at Excel sheets, and he made a whole Excel sheet for me, like the whole gamut. And he's just been so.
Thanks to my husband to get on that spreadsheet game.
I'm so grateful. Spreadsheets are not my thing.
I'm the spreadsheet one.
Okay, see, as long as there's one in each relationship. And just like how supportive, and he's every time I have some like new business come, like a client or something, he's like, oh, that's so exciting, I'm so excited for you. He's just so eager to be excited and supportive of me, and so
I love that.
he's just been absolutely incredible. I've always loved Princess and the Frog because I've always been like, Naveen supported Tiana in her business venture. Like little high school me was like, that's what I want, and I have that now, and I'm very absolutely incredible. And then I got, I'm gonna keep this one rolling, but my sister and her husband, my brother-in-law Sydney and Jake, they have dabbled in entrepreneurship, and then they have been incredible hard workers in the jobs that they have now, and they Jake is very good at asking the hard questions that I don't want to answer, but it's good. And so he's like, this is what you need. Have you thought about this? Well, what if you did that? Well, what about this? And I'm like, these are really good questions, but I just don't want to answer them. But he's just been very supportive as well. But then my sister has just always been an inspiration of style and color and just confidence. And she has just also been so supportive. And I know that I will ask her opinion on so many things. And it's always very kind. She's like, this looks great, but do you like it? That's the most important part. And so she's just been a great resource because she's just a whiz at marketing and at just being really clean and professional, and the right amount of trendy where it's not suddenly untrendy, but just she's Nancy Myers. That's just what she is. And I know that's like kind of a different level, but it's like that's just what she is. And so I've been so grateful for her support on that too. And then everybody at Color Me Beautiful, Jill, my trainer, she's the best. She's so cool. So yeah, I could keep going, but I think we don't want to go too long here.
Well, and with that just sounds like it has been an amazing feat just getting to do this. And again, just developing this and these amazing skills over these past couple years. Yeah. That's so interesting, going from the interior design world all the way over to the style. And now you also do personal shopping, which is crazy.
Oh, it's great.
So it's so beautiful just to get to see that growth and see that transition and see that happening right here in Waco, Texas.
Yeah.
With that, of course, give us your social media, where we can find you, where we can book with you, all the things.
Yeah, absolutely. So my social media is Lyn Taylor Color. I am on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. I'm most active on Instagram.
Slide in those DMs.
It's a great way to reach me. And then to book, you can do that through there. Or I have on my bio the link to my Book Now page on my website, which is probably the best way to book with me. But again, I will talk on the DMs and we'll get a time together and we'll get it going.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Excuse me. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. And then I'll get my color analysis. Yes! So exciting.
Oh, very exciting.
So stay tuned. And now for a word from our sponsors. And now back to the episode. And we're back. As you can see, we're getting ready for an amazing color consultation. I guess that's the correct word for it. Okay, perfect. For those of you who can't see, we're going to kind of describe the process as we go through. If you guys want to check out more, obviously check out our YouTube channel at Rogue Media Network so you can find more. And then, of course, you can check out her Instagram and find out more information there. And then hopefully we'll have some more behind the scenes content coming up on our socials. So don't forget to follow us so you can see more. Okay, let's get started. What are we doing?
Okay, so when you come in for a full consult, the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to test your dominant. So in the first part, I mentioned that my coloring is I am a clear, warm, deep. So that first clear is our dominant color palette. What is the first thing that I see when I look at you? And so when I am doing this, what I look at is I look at eye color, I look at skin tone, and I look at hair color. That's another difference between a tonal versus a seasonal. And the reason why we look at hair color is, number one, when we're talking about the clothes and the colors that we wear, we're only talking about what's right near our face. So when we're talking about pants or skirts, shoes, that's not what we're necessarily talking about. You can absolutely wear your colors there, but it's not going to be anti-highlighting. I don't know. It's not going to be detrimental if you wear, whatever colors you want down there. But when we talk about what's near our face, well, if we're talking about what's near our face, should we take into account what's right near our face. And also, hair is such a stylistic and personality piece of each and every person.
Especially for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we were talking about that, and like I'm already so excited to dive into it. But so we got to take that into account. And so I take, again, all those things: hair color, eye color, skin tone, and I look at how do they all blend together? How do they all harmonize? How do they all work together? And then what color palette is going to be the most complementary? And so when I'm looking at Debbie here,
I got lots of colors going on.
Lots
already.
of fun colors. I love it. And so the thing is, I'm going to show you what I would put you in for your dominant.
I'm so excited.
This is my gut reaction here. Here we get these lovely colors out here. So I think that these cooler colors are going to work. There's multiple reasons why. So the thing is, if we look at just this hair piece right here, that's going to throw us off a little bit. That might have made you more of a soft.
Okay.
But I don't think that soft is going to be the most beneficial of a color palette for you, because I think you have a lot more coolness in your undertone. And so when we're looking at, we've got some fun purple color. I'm sorry, is it okay if I did?
Yes,
okay.
please.
I was like, as I start playing with your hair. So we've got some great purples and pinks here. And so, that, when I'm looking at that purple and pink, looking how that highlights her undertones here in a really complimentary way, I like these purples and pinks quite a bit. Also, when we're looking at her hair back here again, I think this, as it's kind of growing out a little bit, I think that it's going to be complementary, much more complementary to this. If she came to me and was like, this color right here, this is what I love, this is what I'm going to do, it's what I'm going to stick with, I'd put her in a different palette. But we kind of talked a little bit before this about how we were like, she's like, I want you to tell me what hair color I'm going to do next.
What
I'm
color?
Like, great. We're going to have a lot of fun with that.
I'm open to anything. I've done almost every single color, so.
That makes it a lot of fun. So we have a lot of really great cooler tones here that I think are going to be a lot more complementary than maybe some of these warmer tones. But let's look at that individually as well. Okay. So if we were going to put together I already know. This is where I have a lot of fun, is because I get to really see it in action. Okay. So this is cyclamen, a lovely bright pink. This is a very cool, a very clear pink. And then we have salmon, which is a very soft, very warm shade.
Amazing.
And we're going to put them on, and we're going to see which one we like better.
Okay.
But again, I'm almost cheating on this one because I already know which one I love.
Pink,
so. I love it. And then we're going to look at, what does this warm do?
Okay, amazing. Whoa, that is weird. Like, I can see it kind of on my cheekies.
Absolutely. So that is great. Those are the things that we're looking for. So there's a lot to look for when the right color or the wrong color is on. So there's a couple of things that I look for, is what is it doing right here under your eye?
Wow.
It can really clear it to make it very clean, or it can really accentuate some of the darker coloring that's there. There's also a nice blush that comes through. Sometimes it can look a little bit like Texas heat. That's not what we want. We want a nice, healthy, rosy glow.
Yes, correct.
We also look at shadows right here, because a lot of, light is light, or sorry, color is light reflecting off things. And so we see how that reflects right here. And so the right color will actually kind of help hide some shadows down here, which I'm a huge fan of. And sometimes we even make our hair look a lot healthier, a lot glowier, shiny, glossy. And so all these things just by changing the color. And so we can see here, like I'm looking, we have a mirror over here on the side. And
so if I keep looking this direction, yes, you guys know why.
I'm used to seeing this right here. So we can see it is a bit more yellow than I would like to see.
See, that kind of gets the yellow undertone out. It makes it a little more rosy.
A lot more rosy.
Interesting.
A lot cleaner. And this is just a much cooler pink. So we love this. Here's another thing that this one is kind of showing me. So what color are your eyes?
Blue.
Blue? Okay.
Like steely blue.
Steely blue? Okay. Okay, great. So then that's going to also answer our second question. Okay. So we would say that your dominant is a cool dominant.
Cool dominant. Okay.
Cool dominant. So I, like I said, I'm a clear warm. What's that? That is our secondary coloring.
Okay.
And so since we already have our cool, what's our secondary? So I'm going to test you between a clear color and a soft color.
Interesting.
So basically, that's just a really nice, good term for, kind of simple term to describe saturation and vibrancy. So really vibrant, like red, versus a nice wine or a nice claret.
Interesting.
So we know that we're cool.
Cool.
So let's put on 2 cool colors. We're going to stick with these pinks, but we'll look at some others here in a second. So want to look at a soft and a clear cool.
Okay.
And I'm cheating a little bit. I'm over here looking like, okay, which one are we thinking? So we have here this clear cool.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. I think this is going to show us more our tertiary little sneak peek.
Okay. I
Okay.
like that one.
So this one's great. Here's the thing I'm going to say on it, though.
I'm excited.
I still think actually that this one is a little cleaner. And these are close.
They're very close.
Softness versus clarity. Honestly, this one would probably be a better if you're looking at the clarity.
Ooh.
Like this is one of our power colors. We're just going to go ahead and claim that one.
Okay.
Say this one, phenomenal. Cyclamen, anything you get in this, good hot pink.
Perfect.
It's phenomenal. But I think what this is also showing us is so we have our tertiary, essentially.
Okay.
So I'm a deep tertiary.
Okay.
I think we are also a deep tertiary, which is really fun. That means we get to share colors.
Yay.
Ooh, you're going to love this one. Look at the difference here. I'm going to do a different one other than pink because we've done a lot of pink. Okay, here we go. It's purple, so I don't know.
I was going to say purple's already going to be a
So here we go. We can see a lighter or in a deeper color. So we have an icy violet.
Ooh.
That is
still cool.
Still very cool.
Okay.
Kind of clear.
Okay.
Just based on how icy it kind of is.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that one's, it's just kind of, here's another thing that I'll explain in a consult we'll talk about is we want to make sure that you are wearing the color. The color's not wearing you.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, because I'll have people who say, well, I get a lot of compliments in this color. And I'm like, okay, well, are you getting the compliments? Or people are like, oh, that's a beautiful shirt. And it is a beautiful shirt. But I want to make sure you're the one getting the compliment.
I feel like that's me in yellow. Like, I feel like sometimes I'll get a lot of compliments when I'm wearing a yellow sweater. But it's just because maybe it's a yellow sweater. Not a lot of people wear bright yellow sweaters.
Absolutely. I think yellow is a great color. It's harder to wear for cool. But again, in the tonal analysis, you will have a color. You will have every color, maybe just different shades. So there's going to be a yellow that's going to be beneficial. But if we're going to look at, maybe some investment pieces, I would definitely recommend something like this dark.
I like the darker. The darker is so much better.
That is beautiful.
I love it.
Oh, so this is dark teal.
Okay.
And fair warning, I will sound like a broken record in every single consultation. That's because every color that I'm going to put on you is going to look so good that I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, look at this. It's beautiful. And so that is just really complimentary.
I do love that teal.
The mirror's a little bit farther away, but I can already just your eyes pop so much. Oh my goodness. Yes. Okay.
Oh, my eyes very wide.
It's just beautiful.
Perfect.
Yes. So this teal. Wow. Okay, let's put on some more deep and cool colors. Plum.
Ooh, I do love a dark purple. I'm literally wearing dark purple right now.
Yeah.
I love a plum. I do enjoy it.
Beautiful.
I think that's almost close to the color that my hair was, like before it started fading. So
yes.
Say a plum.
Absolutely.
Very good.
It's if you want to go full color, I would absolutely recommend.
Maybe we do a full plum next.
Full plum.
Or dark teal.
Honestly, both would be so pretty.
I'll do half and half.
Yeah, just we're even stripes.
Split dye. There you go, stripes.
Yeah. But yeah, huge fan of these deeper, clear, cool colors.
It also I know this is so weird, but it makes me feel like whiter, I guess, or more like my complexion is more even, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
I don't know how else to describe that. I'm not a professional.
No, you described it perfectly. Because that's one of the things is, we do this so that we can get the right colors and the right undertones and everything to come out really clean. It makes our life so simple.
Wow.
Of if I just know, hey, this is the color I'm going to wear and I feel confident in it as well because I know it's a good color. You can trust a professional. I'm not going to put you in a color that you're not going to look good in. And it helps just everything even. And you're like, I don't even have to wear makeup.
Yeah.
Like it brings all the right undertones. It really helps with the under eye. I mean, there's just so much great things it does. Even it will work on the color of your lips quite a bit too. I mean, there's so much that the right color does. It's science backed. I look at it, I'm like, it's science.
It's science.
It's just science. It's just really pretty science.
I love that. That's so cool.
Okay. Oh, I've got a fun one for you.
Okay. I'm excited.
How do you feel about red?
Oh, obviously it's our no Waco colors. We got to have the red. We have the red background right now.
So red is a really fun one because I get a lot of people who are afraid of red.
And you're wearing red right now.
Yeah. And I red is a color that I am very great. I have a lot of different reds in my palette. But everybody does have a red.
Okay.
And red can be worn so wonderfully well. For example, if we're looking at a bluer red,
that's a cool red.
Like a raspberry red. I mean, that
I love it. It almost matches our no Waco colors.
It really does.
I'll get the hex code and I'll see if they
yes,
I'll hex match it.
Yeah,
for our logo.
Subtle rebranded right there.
I know, right?
But absolutely. So you can absolutely wear red with confidence.
Wow.
And then again, if the other thing is, if you don't want to wear red with confidence, or if you are still, red is a bolder color to wear, there's going to be other colors in your palette that you can really explore. And then once you feel like, okay, I've got a good idea, I'm going to try this red. You can go with confidence because you know that this color is going to look good on you because you know all the other colors look good too. Perfect. And so we talk about power reds, we talk about power pinks, but then we also talk a lot about neutrals.
Ooh.
It's like, I did not know. I kept trying to wear an army green my whole life. I never liked how I looked. And I would take pictures and I would look so washed out. And so now I know, okay, instead of an army green, what if I did a black brown?
Ooh.
Or like for me, a good taupe would be really complimentary.
Okay.
And so it's like a good like rose beige, like a rose brown.
Ooh, okay.
Would be very complimentary, or even like a pink shell.
See, I guess when I think neutrals, like I still think white, black, beige.
Yeah.
Like, and that's it. Like, those are the only neutrals you can wear. So that's interesting.
Yeah, we started the first consult, the first 27 colors in all of the drapes are neutrals.
Wow.
And so we talk about, which of those 27 are going to highlight you best. And then knowing those neutrals helps to pair other colors in your palette. So like, for example, if you wanted to wear like that salmon that we put on earlier, if we paired that salmon with like a good navy blue for you, amazing. Wow. That is now within your palette. Put that blue over top, even like a denim jacket. Style tip, color tip, all the tips. A denim jacket.
Get a denim jacket. Also a Texas tip. Get a denim jacket.
That is very true. Like I said, I am a true Texan at this point. But like doing something like that, it's like, I can wear this red with confidence as it is. But if it was a different type of red or a different shade of red, but I still really liked the dress, I could wear a nice denim jacket. Denim is a universal. And and we can talk a little bit about like the tiny nuances of wash, but overall, denim is universal. So it's like putting on a denim for you with that salmon. It's going to be really complimentary.
Wow. Amazing. I love that. So with that, what would you say should be the next color? I should actually dye my hair.
Okay. So if you wanted to do, you have so many options.
I know. And I've done almost every color. So I just need a good option.
Which is also so fun. Because I'm like,
the options are endless.
And that's so fun too. Like you just have so many great options. Okay. So I would say if you wanted to go full color, I really like the plum.
We're going back to plum. Plum is the winner.
Like the plum.
Okay.
If you wanted to do a neutral color, I would do something a little darker. You could do a brunette, but I would avoid a warm brunette.
Okay. Do a cool.
Yeah, cool brunette, which that's going to lean you more towards black.
Okay.
I don't know if I would recommend full black hair, but if you want to do full black and then add in some of these,
interesting.
That would also be very complimentary.
I've done like a dark black that like turned almost into like a midnighty blue and then faded into a bluey green, which is pretty cool. So that was really nice. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That was actually last year. I think it was last year. Maybe 2020. Maybe it was 2022. It was either 2022 or 2023. But I did all dark, which was crazy. And then went back to blonde over the summer.
Oh,
so
my goodness. Yeah.
I've had all the colors.
That's great.
What do you think about like being a blonde versus having darker hair color? Like what are the two different ways?
Absolutely. So and that's again, one thing, things about the tone analysis is like, okay, what if I change my hair? So my whole palette changes. Mm-hmm. Yes, it does. And that's a natural transition. You know, when we change our hair color, you're going to be able to wear different things. My big example right now is Dua Lipa. She had jet black hair. Uh-huh. I loved her jet black hair. And then she decided to go copper. Mm-hmm. And that's great for her. I miss the jet black hair. Uh-huh. But she's rocking the copper. But the thing is, she's still trying to wear at least some of the things I've seen. I'm mostly thinking of the Met Gala because I was so upset with her look, not because of the color, just because I thought it was a little interesting. Mm-hmm. That's just my personal opinion. But she's still trying to wear things that look great with the jet black hair versus the copper.
Interesting.
But she can still wear things that highlight the copper. Like if she wore more browns and more, I would even say oranges versus these blacks and pinks that she has worn in the past. I think that's gonna be a lot more complimentary. So if we're looking at a blonde, if you wanted to go more blonde, then that would change our palette a little bit. We would probably transition you more towards a soft, but we would probably still do a cool soft. Okay. And so that would just mean that a lot softer colors like a deeper or a softer sapphire. Okay. A charcoal blue would be something that we kind of talk about. Okay. And so if you are, you want to go out and change your hair, and you're like, oh, Alex, like none of my colors are working, then I do a touch-up consult. And basically we just we can do it over Zoom. You could just call me and I'll send you a couple of I can send you a couple of different swatches that you can put into your wallet. Wow. So I am with you for anything. And if you have, like, what should I do? We could talk about it like we've been talking about it here. Because ultimately my goal is to put you in colors that harmonize best. And so I can tell you opinions of like, I would recommend this as a hair color. But if you're like, I'm going to do this, I'd be like, great, here are some colors, these things that we're going to change, and we'll talk about it. And so that way it's again, very flexible and all you-centric is really what we wanted to do.
I love that. And to make this episode back you-centric, one more time, give us how we can find you, find more information about you, and book our own consultation today.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, I'm Lyn Taylor Color on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. And you can book with me at lyntaylorcolor.com. I have a little book now tab. And if you're looking at the times and you're like, none of these work for me, shoot me a message on Instagram, DM me and be like, hey, I want a color consult, and we'll get it set up. And you can come out to the new studio and you'll see I'll have a grand opening. It's already open for business, but just like a party. Just a party. It will be on my Instagram sometime soon. So,
all right, perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for doing my colors, and I'm looking forward to my new hair color. Find us everywhere on all social media platforms, KNOW_Waco. Check us out at roguemedianetwork.com, and we're on YouTube under Rogue Media Network. Check out nowaco.com.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.